So in these conversations about regenerative ag and buying local, the conversation always comes up about it being more expensive. And I don't think we really understand why the commercial system is just that much more cheap than what I would call your local community system. Companies are only going to spend their money in one of two areas: to either make you buy more, which could be research and development. If it's a food product, it could be something to increase your hunger or something that isn't as satiating. But they also spend their money in ways to basically take control of the system. And that can come through the form of making you addicted to certain things, right? Like if you think about the things that we constantly complain about being in our food, where they take the fiber out, which would make it less satiating, which means you'll be hungry faster, even though you've eaten a volume of food. The fiber is basically the bulk that kind of sits in your gut and it takes up more space so that you don't eat as much. So they remove that so you'll eat more and you'll be hungry faster. But they also add things that make you addicted. Like they add copious amounts of MSG because MSG is a naturally occurring thing. But they add a crazy amount of MSG, tons of sodium, tons of sugar, tons of fat, all those things that hit those survival instinct portions of your brain to make it think like, hey, this is a primary food source. But in order for them to spend money in those areas, they have to cut money from other areas. And of course, that means they're going to find the cheapest food to feed the animals. They're going to get the cheapest labor. They're going to cut as many corners as they possibly can. What you're hoping for in a regenerative system, in a local system, is that the farmer that you are partnering with in terms of getting food from them or buying produce from them or whatever you're doing, your hope is that they don't have that corporate mindset. They need to be business minded because you also don't want somebody who's super desperate for your money, because at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like you're feeding into a terrible system, somebody who's eventually going to either have to cut corners or close shop. But you want them to be business minded, but you don't want them to be corporate minded. There's a difference in being cooperative and being corporate minded, right? Like they're spelled different and they also have completely different functions. Cooperatives are basically like, hey, I want to partner with you. We're going to work together, versus a corporation is about total domination. So while it's easy for people to be like, don't let your wallet limit your morality, I completely understand if you have to go the cheaper route. That's why I said in my last video, find one thing, find one type of product or something that you could buy from a local farmer and really get familiar with that product, because it's a substitution. And over time, you might find yourself in a position to get more things, right? Like more different things. But start with one thing. If you drink a lot of milk, find a local dairy cow, or dairy farmer, my bad. If you eat a lot of meat, you know what I'm saying? Find somebody who butchers either beef or pork or chicken or whatever it is that is your favorite protein of choice. But find a farmer that does those things and buy one thing consistently from them and supplement from the store for everything else.